Okay, let's carry on with question 49. And I think what we'll do is we'll probably go question 49 to question 57. They're all the same type. It changes at 58. I think I can make it in one video. Okay, great. So what do we have here? This is the beginning of absorption costing. Absorption costing. Let's see what we're talking about here. Company manufactures bicycles using absorption costing and uses the direct labor hour rate to absorb overheads. Overheads during the period total 50,000. It's expected that we will be doing 10,000 hours. So therefore the overhead absorption rate per hour will be 50,000 divided by 10,000, which is equal to a 5-hour. And then we're told to make a bicycle, if you like. It's a terrible bicycle. Key point thing there is that it will take 10 hours to make this thing. So if it's £5 you're charging to every hour to make a bicycle, would be 5 times 10, which takes us into 50, and the answer is A. The answer is A. Okay, let's go on. 50. You make 3 products. You budget to produce 10. You budget to produce 10 units for X, 20 units for Y, and 30 units for Z. Your overheads are 10 grand, which are to be absorbed based on machine hours. So it takes 5 hours to make a unit of X, 10 to make a unit of Y, and 5 to make a unit of Z. So you have 50, you have 200, and you have 150. So overall you have 400 hours, which means that you have per machine hour, you have a 10,000 divided. So the whole idea is always find the total number of hours that we're dealing with in this entire business, and the total overheads. Find the overhead absorption rate that way, and then you can apply them to each hour, because that's what we're ultimately trying to find. What is the overhead attached to each driving hour? And so 10,000 divided by 40 gives you a good 25, right? So that's what's going on over there. So the answer is B. Applying the same principle here, really. Here again we have overheads of 100,000. So let's do exactly the same thing. 80 units and so 80 units, and you have 6 hours to make each unit. So 6 hours there. B, you have 40, you have 15, and then C, 60, and then you have 18 hours to make each unit. So multiply those guys together, and you should get 8 times 6 is 480. 40 times 15 is 600. 60 times 18 is 1080. Add all these together and you get 2160. So you have 100,000 divided by 2160. Divide those two things together and you get 46.3. That's question 52. So now this question of absorption, this is important. Generally when you prepare accounts, you will put in, you would agree on what your overhead absorption rate is at the beginning of the year, and you will attach overhead per hour as you prepare your accounts. And it really doesn't really, you could almost put what you like. The key point is at the end of the year, the final bill will actually come, and that's what must be recorded. So you'd have to either top up or bring down whatever you've been putting in so far. Now, if what you've been putting in so far is less than the final actual figure, then you have under-absorbed. You haven't put in enough overheads in the accounts for the period. If it's greater, then you've put in too much, if you like. So you have over-absorbed or overcompensated or over put too much in, which you shouldn't have. So the agreement here is that we're going to put in an overhead absorption rate of £5 for every machine hour. Okay, so what happens? Through the period we have 110,000 machine hours go into the accounts, and you're putting each at £5. So far, as you're doing your journaling from January to December, you put in £5 for each of those hours, and in the end you get to 550,000 hours. The bill now arrives and it tells you your bill is actually for 600,000. So you haven't put in enough. You need to top it up. So you will end up putting through a journal to increase this expense, if you like, to top it up to 600. So currently you are 50,000 under absorbed. That is your situation, right? You haven't put in enough into your account. You need to top it up to arrive at the actual figure of 600,000. So yeah, debit expense or whatever 50,000 and credit the accrual, so to speak, 50,000. So you finally arrive, because so right now it's saying that you're only owing 550,000. So the answer is B. Yes, the answer is B. Okay, let's see. And then we have 56, similar idea, nothing different. Overheads are recovered on a direct labor. Overheads for the accounting are estimated to be 100,000. It's estimated that 5,000 hours will be worked. So the question here is, what are we hoping to put in per hour? And when you divide that by that, you get £20. So you're hoping to put in £20 per hour as you build these accounts. So it says at the end of the period, you have put in 5,400 hours. So every hour in your account you put in £20. So after 5,400 hours so far, you have put in £108,000 of overhead. That's what you've put in, right? Because it's about this overhead absorption rate. We figure this out first. This is the basis on figuring it. Thank you very much. Find out what's going on per hour and then put that through for all the direct labor hours. And then you arrive at this 108 in your accounting, and we find out that it's actually 105,000. So you've over-absorbed by too much, right? You've put in too much, so you need to bring it down. And bringing 108 to 105 takes us nicely down by 3,000. And the final question in this series, before we move into the next area, is this. We have matter here of says you wish to work out what the full cost of producing this is. So with full cost, we take all the fixed overheads and everything into account and just literally work it out. Each unit requires 2 kilograms at £5. So yeah, let's just do that step by step. So we have material A. Let's deal with material A. Each product, whatever we're dealing with here, needs product A and product B. Product A, product B, material A, material B. So you need 2 kilograms of A times, which is £5 per kilogram, and for B you need 3 kilograms of B times £10. And the labor cost for every the labor cost is £10 for every 2. So I need, every time I make this and this, I spend labor of 10. Okay, so this is equal to 10, and this is equal to 30, and then I spend labor of 10. Okay, so I'm doing. I suppose I could split it as 5 and 5, so to speak. But I think what I'll just do is I'll just do the whole thing as whole numbers, so that we don't lose sight of what we're saying. So for each unit, so I have 10 here, I have 30, so therefore for 4,000 I will need, that's 10 times 4,000, because this is, I need to make 4,000 units, so I'll need this times 4,000, I will need this times 4,000. It says I'm going to need 10 for every 2, so for every 2 products made. So therefore, if I'm going to need 10 for every 2, well, I'm just going to say 10 times, well, I need 10 for every 2, and I'm making 4,000, so I need to, if you like, just multiply that by 2,000, right? So that's 4, again, yes, anyway, that's what that is. And then there's a fixed overhead associated with the production, and so that's just 10,000. So let's see how this works out. So that's 40 times 10, and that's 40,000. That's 40. Sorry, that's Yes, that's 40,000. 40,000 there. And here I have 120,000 there. And then I have here another 40,000. And here I have 10,000. So I add all these together, and that takes me nicely to 190,000. This just threw me off a little initially because it was saying £10 for every two. So for every two products that you make, two complete products, you're making 40,000. I think the language is a bit poor, 40 units of a product, but anyway, so you're getting £10 for every two. So if it's £10, technically 5 for each one. You could look at it that way, 5 for each one, and then just multiply. You could have said 5 times 4,000 technically, but anyway, we have arrived at the right answer, and the answer there is C. So that's the end of this, and we will carry on with the next topic, 58 onwards, probably we'll do 58, 58 to 60. Yes, we'll do 58 to 60. Okay, great stuff.